All right, everyone. Happy Friday, and welcome to another episode of Success Live. I'm here again with the one and only Krista Compass.
The one and only.
The one and only. And today, I'm excited because this is something that, I have some insight on.
You too.
So we are talking about what happens after 5 p.m. at Success.
For our clients.
For our clients. I mean, and our staff,
And staff, yeah.
too.
That's true.
So... Krista, you want to take lead here and introduce us? Because I did write in the thing, CCRT. So many of you are probably like, what is CCRT?
Right. So what is CCRT? So CCRT is Community Cognitive Rehab Therapy. So Janelle and I, as we've spoken before, are cognitive rehab therapists. And what we do is we work, in-house, in our offices with our clients one-on-one for an hour, teaching them all the skills that they need to know, teaching them what we can verbally and through like mock scenarios, how to cook, how to budget, what types of things they would need to know to maintain cleanliness in their room, like basic ADL stuff. But we can only really do it through in the office by like words. So we were thinking, what can we do to make it more real life? So we created CCRT. So we have CCRT therapists that work in the evening. And they go to clients' houses and they work with clients one-on-one for anywhere between 2 to 4 hours at a time. And they work on a specific goal that the client wants to learn how to do to be more independent. And that's what we're going to talk about today. So I want to save the best goal for last. So one of the goals that a lot of clients have to work on is room organization. In the brain injury world, in the regular world, hoarding is a really big thing, not like an undiagnosed hoarder. I'm not diagnosing people as hoarders, but, they don't know, I don't know why, but a lot of people in the brain injury world just have messy rooms, for one reason or another, or they
struggle with,
organization, like mental organization, room organization, I struggle with life organization. I need a CCRT, but, they put... As an example that I give everyone is, you help somebody clean their room, and they put their underwear in their underwear drawer, and they put their socks in their sock drawer, and all the drawers are closed, and they go to get dressed, and they have absolutely no idea where their stuff is, because out of sight, out of mind. That's not all clients with brain injuries have that type of a memory, but it is common that they just don't know where it is. So if it's on the floor, they can see it. Makes sense. So what we'll do is we'll create strategies for clients so that they know exactly what is behind those drawers. Something as simple as labeling the drawers underwear, socks, winter shirts, long sleeve shirts, whatever, so that they can see, pull it out, and get dressed. Or we help the clients get set for their next day. So some clients feel very overwhelmed with how much clothes they have. And, we'll streamline it, help them organize, having less clothes, so that every Monday you wear this, every Tuesday you wear this. Who cares what you wear during the week? If it's the same... I think I wear the same thing every Monday. I know I wear the same...
I wear the same thing every Friday, if anyone's noticed.
Her beautiful black shirt. So it's just whatever makes it easier for the clients to get ready for their day, to be comfortable in their space, to just know where things are. I mean, nobody wants to live in a messy environment, have rooms, messy, what's the saying? Messy rooms, messy brain or something like that?
Messy mind,
messy mind. Yeah, I don't know. So if your room is organized, maybe your mind will be organized.
Yeah.
And then, so that's one of the goals we work on with the client. So the therapist that works in the evening will work with that one client one-on-one for however many hours to create this beautiful masterpiece of their room. And help maintain it and tweak it and not tweak it and, whatever is involved.
It may not even just be, organizing of the room too. Like I had an individual that I would focus on, maintaining like a nice organized workspace, for him to or her to continue with academics, their education.
Right.
So, everyone's different and they all vary, but I would say room organization is a big one.
It is. And, the goals that we'll talk about today are not set in stone. Like, this isn't the only thing you could work on CCRT. It's just an example of anything after 5 o'clock. So 9 to 5, they're in day program. Neurocog groups, they get pulled out for their one-on-one therapies, mm-hmm. OT, PT, speech, nutrition, CRT, psychotherapy, doctor's appointments, whatever, 9 to 5. And then they go home. So they go to their apartment, they go to their houses, they stay in our main facility, whatever, outpatients, they go to their actual home. And then it's, what do you do? Like, you want to keep them engaged. You don't want them going into bed. You don't want them to just eat dinner, watch TV, and be asleep. They have, typically until whatever time they go to bed. I guess normal people go to bed at 9. I choose to go to bed maybe sometimes at 8, if I can get away with it. And you want to keep them engaged. And you want clients to have a sense of independence and responsibility. So that's where room organization comes into play. We also do budgeting. It's a little different here at Success for our residents. Most of our residents, the budgeting money situation is done by case managers, but there is opportunity to learn. If someone wants to start taking, maybe they're working and they want to try to understand how much money's coming in from their paycheck and how much they can get allotted for personal spending. Or during CCRT, the clients that the therapists have once a month can go out on their personal shopping and they want to get a whole new summer wardrobe because they killed it in COVID and lost a lot of weight as opposed to everyone that gained weight. And how much money do I have and how much can I spend so that I can get whatever I need? So we work on budgeting skills. It's not really, I don't think, needed to go into what budgeting skills would mean or how we would do it. But our most favorite and the big hitter here at Success is meal prep. Everybody wants to learn to cook. Who doesn't want to learn to cook? And we are going to display in our awesome 1980s oven.
Hey.
It's not, I'm not hating. The fact that you still have it is just awesome in itself. So,
they don't make them like they used to.
They do. For a lot of things. So what we do is a lot of clients want to learn how to cook.
Or bake.
Or bake.
And that's what we're doing today.
We are going to bake the best 1980s cookies that will ever be tasted in the world. And what we do when we do meal prep is it is probably the most involved. So you pick a recipe. Client can pick any recipe they want. They have to understand if they live with roommates, what are their dietary restrictions. You are cooking for your house. You're cooking for your house staff, and you're cooking for your CCRT therapist if they choose to eat. And some people live with people with different dietary restrictions, beliefs, vegetarian, vegan, whatever other words there are with food and diets. And so you pick a recipe. Client picks any recipe they want, and you have to really start from the beginning. How much is we have an awesome recipe too that we're going to follow today. So what recipe are they going to make? What is involved in that recipe? The client has to follow the recipe. The therapist is there, especially in the beginning, like right there to make sure the house doesn't burn down. Make sure they're cueing them and helping them to be, again, the most independent that they can be in the beginning. The sessions will continue week to week. The goal is that they are less and less reliant on the therapist. They're becoming more independent. And, we have so much success in all of our goals, but mostly with cooking with these clients because I think it's just the most desired.
It's fun. You get to try all these new recipes. One of my favorites was, working with a couple individuals that were cooking, and they're like, I want to make this. And I'm like, I've never had that before, but hey.
Let's make it, yeah.
It's kind of like being at home and just making stuff, but I feel like a lot of times people stay within their comfort zone with knowing, they remember what thing, they know how to cook certain things, whatever. But, that was like one of my absolute favorite parts of being a CCRT was
back in the day when she was a CCRT.
Yeah, trying all the different foods. There was stuff that I didn't like, that even the clients and the housemates, they don't like, but then it just opens up a whole new window of trying new things too.
It does. We have a client, for me, the easiest thing to make is chicken. But you can only have chicken so many days in the week, and you have people that are vegetarians that don't like chicken. So you have to really, it is something where they are encouraged to pick something that they probably would never have cooked before because you have that therapist right next to you. It's like you're not going to burn the house down. It might go wrong. I don't know.
Yeah.
Or
burn things.
Yeah, like it's almost stress free because you have somebody there that is going to have your back. You're going to be able to make this recipe, and then you get to make it, and everyone gets to enjoy it, and everybody gets to tell you how delicious it is. Typically. Or awful it is, and never to make it again.
Or you learn from your mistakes.
Right. So when we do meal organization, like I said, so the client picks a recipe, they figure out what ingredient, it's all the steps. What are the ingredients? Okay, so there's 5 ingredients. I don't know. And then you go through your house. What ingredients do I already have? So this is kind of where budgeting is going to come into play. Because you're not going to buy new ingredients every single time that you cook something. That's the easy way out. And then you're going to have 6,000 bags of sugar. But what do I have? What do I need? You make 2 different lists. And then the what I need list is you need to budget how much is all this stuff going to cost? How am I going to buy it? Am I going to use my Peapod order with my house staff? Am I going to go to the grocery store and physically shop for these items, which both options we provide? And then how much money do I have? Do I have $50 to make steak and lobster? Answer is no. But do I have $20 to get a couple veggies that are fresh and whatever else is involved in someone's recipe? We really make sure that our recipes are following the nutritional guidelines that we set forth. We have a nutritionist, 3-course meals, healthy portions. I mean, gosh, I don't even know how to make healthy portions. So portions are big. You don't cook an entire meal and eat the entire meal by yourself. That's disgusting. But a lot of clients and people with brain injury don't have that sensation that they're full, and they might eat that whole thing. So you get to learn everything, all those things. And then it's your CCRT time, and you get to bake. So we are going to do a mock, not really mock, it's real. We are going to bake.
It is. We got a real
cookies.
oven. Right,
we have a real oven, and it works. If anyone is ever used this in the 1980s, probably 1990s, you will love the fact that we are actually not making a brownie, which is the best thing to make in this type of oven.
In a light bulb oven.
In a light bulb oven, it is the most delicious. But we are going to make, and we're just going to do a little thing, cueing. Yeah.
A little skit.
So it's all about cueing when we're with our clients, again, to make them feel independent. So Janelle is going to be the client, and I am the CCRT therapist, and we are going to bake Yum Yum cookies, is what we decided to name it. So, Janelle, what do you need to make these cookies? What is the first thing you're going to do? How would you, on your recipe, what does the first step say? So, maybe the client can't read. Maybe the client feels overwhelmed by all the words that are on that page. So you give them a minute to figure it out. Janelle you don't want them to ever feel like they're struggling. You don't want them to ever feel like they're being defeated. So you cue. Janelle, I think the first thing you need to do is preheat your oven. Okay. Is your oven preheating?
My oven is preheating.
I don't think you can tell. Oh, yeah, you can.
It's
See,
preheating.
the
light's on.
The light is on. Yeah. Oh, and then you never touch it, because I almost just did. So your oven is preheated to whatever temperature it's at. And then you get to walk away. Make sure you listen for the beep. What's the next thing? What are the ingredients that we need to make these cookies?
I need some cookie dough.
Dough, good. Yep.
I need some flour. I need some water. I need to make the cookie dough mix. So I'm going to do that.
Okay. What should you do first, though? Because you are not only baking for yourself, you are baking for others, and you already washed your hands. You guys didn't see it. Promise, hands were washed.
Hands were washed.
What should you do? What is a nice way to make sure that you are being sanitary? Gloves.
Oh. Okay.
And we do have some clients that just don't like to wear gloves. Maybe it's like a sensation thing. I don't know. A texture thing. If somebody is not willing to wear gloves, you have to just cue them after every single step to wash their hands. The easiest way is to wear gloves.
Yes.
So, Janelle's gloved up.
I am.
You are going to first put what into your bowl? Your mixing bowl.
My cookie mix.
Your cookie mix. So she's going to use baking soda. You are not using your measure, Janelle.
Oh, no. What do I do, Krista?
So you're going to have to throw that away. Dump it out.
Oh, Krista.
Because you want to make sure that you're following your recipe. Okay. So we threw it away. Now, scoop out a half a teaspoon of baking soda.
AKA cookie mix.
Cookie mix. We're only going to use baking soda. Good. Okay. And you put the baking soda aside. Perfect. What else do we need? We need some water.
Mm-hmm.
How about a teaspoon of water?
I think it's 2, Krista. Does that say 2?
Good job. See, and sometimes you can do that. You can kind of trick them a little bit. How much does it say? See if they're really paying attention. You know, in the end, again, I'm watching her. I'm following this recipe. So she's not going to mess up. But it is, you know, you want to have fun. You're never like, this is what you're doing, and this is what you're doing. We play music. We dance with the clients. We want to make sure that they are having the best time that they could have while cooking this meal. Maybe they're stressed. Are you feeling stressed, Janelle?
I am a little stressed.
So you want to just...
I think I need some cookies.
Yes, well, good thing we're making cookies. So you want to just make sure the entire experience is pleasant.
Wow, does this dough look good, Krista?
It does. Good job, Janelle. So do you want to make it into a ball? Very good. And the ball, it doesn't have to be perfect.
I'm going to flatten it a little so it fits in my oven.
Yes, a very special oven. When you're with the clients, like I said, these sessions are for larger amounts of time, anywhere between 2 to 4 hours. Okay, so make sure that when you're putting that into your oven, that you do not touch the oven rack because you're going to burn yourself.
That's why I'm using the nifty little...
Do not leave in oven spatula type thing.
Oh wait, you gotta push it with this end. Take me back to the 90s.
So we're going to let that bake.
I'm setting the timer. All right.
So our cookies are baking. So
now I'm done and I can just walk away.
No, you cannot, Janelle. You have to make sure. So we have clients that walk away. We have clients that don't. It's in the oven. My job is done. You have
timer's on. I can go outside for a smoke break, right?
Gross. No, but you can start cleaning your dishes.
Oh man.
I know nobody likes the cleanup process.
Fast forward. Yeah.
Fast forward. We cleaned up. We did all of our steps. Kitchen is immaculate. Cookies are in the oven. Timer is set.
Smelling good.
Smelling like
you can't smell them.
Burnt light bulb.
No, it does not.
It smells delicious. And you have, like I said, you have 3 hours, 2 hours. So this is where you can either pick another recipe with a client, talk about some of the things. Janelle, what did you find most challenging about this recipe?
Remembering, no, I didn't. I remembered my hand stuff, so,
What didn't you remember?
I didn't remember to measure.
You didn't remember to measure. So you talk about those things,
It's okay.
It is okay, and that's how we learn. You forgot to measure, so next time, measuring is, in baking, especially measuring is one of the most important things. In cooking, I don't typically measure, but it's less of an issue than with baking. So you just talk about the things that went well. You talk about the things that didn't go well. You play a game, cognitive game. If we had cards, we could play Uno. We could play Rummy. We could watch things on YouTube that make them happy. Anything so that they're not feeling the anxiety of, is this going to go well? Is this going to taste good? What did I do wrong? What did I not do wrong? Cooking can be for anyone. You can be in a wheelchair. You could be not in a wheelchair. You could be a hemiparesis. You could have, we have a client, so we have clients, visually impaired, non-visually impaired. It's for anybody. There is a way. We will figure it out. We will be creative so that the clients can cook if that's what they choose to do. And we do have clients who are visually impaired and are cooking and baking. So there's no limit.
Another thing, too, not to cut you off, I apologize.
It's okay.
But another big thing is meal prepping.
Meal prepping, yes. Let's talk about meal prepping.
Which is great.
Put you on the spot.
I feel like a lot of people do it that are like working on a diet or stuff like that, but it's not even necessarily targeted for that. We have a lot of individuals that, their therapy lists are hectic throughout the day. They have, boom, 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 back-to-back sessions and stuff like that. So when they come home, maybe they are able to cook, but maybe like they just come home and don't want to cook. I mean, I know I have that all the time. So sometimes what some of our individuals do is meal prep. Mm-hmm. So maybe Monday night, is a night where I go home. I'm like, all right, I'm making a bunch of different meals and I have my containers and I'm putting them in the fridge and I have them and can eat them, whenever. I mean, or they don't even have to eat them that, a specific day. Mm-hmm. If they come home one day and they're like, I don't feel like cooking. And, this goes for a lot of the individuals that live in an apartment.
I was just going to say, what also, it doesn't have to be dinner. It doesn't have to be baking. The clients that live down in our apartment and attend our Dublin outpatient neuro rehab center, they have to provide their own lunch. They can make their own lunch. They don't have to. They're encouraged to make their own lunch to bring. They are on an independent living path. They should be able to. I'm bleeding, just FYI. So
that's why she wasn't cooking.
I wasn't cooking because I was bleeding. So they can meal prep their lunches. If you're making sandwiches, there's nothing wrong with making 5 sandwiches, putting it in foil, putting it in the fridge, labeling Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So you wake up on Monday morning, you got an hour to get ready, get on that van to get to Dublin. You get your Monday sandwich, you get your fruit, whatever else you packed. You put it in your lunchbox, you go. You're not doing anything in the morning. You're just packing what you already packed. We encourage it for a lot of our clients. It's just whatever's easiest and fastest to get it done so that you're just not, let's check on our cookie. Is it looking like it's done? Oh, I can't see anything on this side.
No, you're supposed to be able to see in here, but...
But what? Oh, but we can't because it's turned?
Oh, it's hard to see.
Oh.
Still needs some time.
Yes. So, that's basically the meal prepping. Anywhere from, including budgeting, including planning and organization, including problem solving, making sure you're paying attention to your recipe, following directions. Again, in the end, you'll have to portion it out, all the good brain injury words and it works on so many different things with just one task that involves so much
with
different
cooking,
stuff.
especially if you have, a good amount of time. Like you had mentioned, there's multiple things that you can do within that session. It doesn't even have to specifically be just cooking that whole entire time or baking. So,
and you do have to plan for your next session. So, it's a perfect opportunity to, when the stuff is in the oven, to, like I said, pick out a recipe. Plan ahead. Yeah. What do I need? What do I have? What do I need? Because if you are using Peapod, we do Peapod orders for delivery on certain days, and maybe your CCRT session isn't falling into getting into that next week's grocery list. So now you have to plan 2 weeks ahead. Yeah. So, it's a lot of different higher level skills that you can work on. We sometimes, will have clients working together if they live together and both have the same goal. Maybe they're going to cook together, and maybe, just like if you were at home and you had a daughter or a son or a husband or a wife, or even just a roommate, and you guys are cooking together, what are you going to do so that you're not standing on top of each other and you're not in each other's way? Maybe someone's getting all the ingredients out while the other one's prepping. Maybe you're making a full course meal for more than just 2 people, so you're both doing the same thing, you're just splitting the tasks. And we do teach that here as well, so that, the clients can know how to delegate and how to work together as a team with your roommates to make the same meal. So we do that as well for certain clients if it just kind of works out that way. But while we wait, and we only have a few minutes while I continue to bleed, does anyone have any questions that they would like to ask? You can ask if our cookie is going to be delicious, and we'll have to tell you that it's to be continued. Yeah. I think there was a question. Janelle, scroll up.
I can't. But
there was a question earlier that I didn't read.
It was Steph. Her son's watching from.
From his trip.
Yeah.
Hi. So I hope you're having an amazing time just being out there, and that's such an awesome experience.
But yeah. So I believe that's what it was. I cannot scroll up on there.
Oh, all right. But yeah, anyone can ask any questions that they may have. We will continue to just talk amongst ourselves and tell you all the different other things. What other things what did you do in laundry? It's big. You just kind of take for granted what we know how to do or what we do in our everyday lives. And then someone has a brain injury, and whether they're born with something, whether they had it at a young age and they just never learned the skills, or whether they had their injury later and they lost all their skills. You never doing laundry is hard. How do you sort your colors? What goes on hot? What goes on cold? How much laundry detergent do I have to use? Where's my washing machine and dryer? How am I going to get my clothes there? And then you do your laundry, and then you dry it, and whoever... Thanks, Patty. Whoever wants to fold clothes. I mean, I can live out of the basket for a week, but you don't want to do that. You don't want to encourage bad habits.
Encouraging that.
No, I'm not encouraging that. I encourage all non-bad behaviors. But do you have to repeat skills over and over to have the client master them? You don't have to, but we believe in repetition in the brain injury world. Absolutely. To always do something the same way each time, and eventually it's going to stick. It's definitely going to be altered a little bit depending on what you're doing, but over and over, our sessions are weekly on the CCRT sessions. They are weekly. They are the same day at the same time every single week. It is routine. It cuts out that memory thing. It helps plan. It just is so many. It smells really good, actually.
What do you mean, actually? You didn't think it was going to taste good?
I didn't say taste. I said smells. So yes, we do a lot of repetition, and we believe in it for all therapies in the world of brain injury. Look at our final product. Do not touch it, Janelle. It is hot.
All right, so I'm going to...
Can you see our delicious chocolate chip cookie
as it falls down.
As it falls in our beautiful oven that we brought here for you to understand how would you meal prep.
We're baking.
We
don't use these ovens.
No,
CCRT, but we were trying to be creative, and I can't get it off the scooper. Okay, so now that my cookie is done and
what is the
cooling,
yes, what can you do?
I am going to turn off the oven.
Yes, very good.
And
usually you just push a button.
For those of you, I don't think you could hear it. It was going ding, 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 ding. The timer did.
It did. Yeah, we just probably didn't have the volume up enough.
Yeah. Anyway, so it's got to cool, and I wish that we could just sit here and eat this cookie on camera, but we're not going to be that mean. But it does smell really good. That's a good cookie. So now...
Easy bake oven from 90s.
Yes! This was mine.
1972. Come on, Steph.
I think
definitely not 72.
This was mine when I was a little girl.
Janelle was not born in 72.
That's okay. Anyway.
But yes, it is from then. From back in the day when we were little girls.
And Easy Bake Oven is not sponsoring this, but they definitely don't make them like they used to anymore.
They definitely won't sponsor us after we say that.
Yeah, but anyway, if anyone else has any other questions, you can comment. I always do that. Oh, leave them in the comments below. Comment them in the comments below. Anyway, and
type
then
them in the comments below.
Type them in the comments below, and we can kind of always backtrack here. I think we should kind of make this like a cooking thing that we do, like a
Easy Bake Oven cooking thing.
Yeah, like a monthly thing, like Easy Bake Oven recipes, and then maybe we can get some taste testers.
Oh yeah. So a question came in, is there a minimum amount of hours for CCRT? There is not a minimum, nor is there a maximum. We cater exactly as what the client wants, what the client needs. We are very fortunate that our therapists that are CCRTs work in the evening from 1 to 9 or 12 to 8 or any variation of that. So you have anywhere between 5 o'clock on to work on a skill. You could do it 2 times a week. You could do it 3 times a week. You can have check-ins for an hour, anything. We at Success are individualized therapies. So everything is whatever the client needs. So there's no minimum, no maximum, there's whatever the client wants, we will try to accomplish and make happen. We are very fortunate with how many CCRTs we have right now. We have one coming on board soon, which is also very exciting. And we work with the team. We're working with OT to get adaptive equipment, rocker knives, cutting boards that have like the stakes, which is obviously not the right thing. You could stick your stake in there and cut it if you have a hemiparesis. We work with PT to make sure we're utilizing their standing goals. We work with CRT to help with just higher level skills. We work with, like I said, nutrition to make sure that we're making them healthy. I mean, everybody would want to bake cookies every single day.
This is a healthy cookie, by the way.
Yes, super healthy.
Baking soda
Easy bake oven. Baking soda and water out of an Easy Bake Oven makes the most delicious cookies. You're going to have to trust us.
Don't try that at home.
Can you...
mail me a cookie.
Ooh.
Cookies for everybody.
From the Easy Bake Oven, yes, we will, because it'll probably last. It has good shelf life.
Yeah, it's the baking soda. But anyway, all right, everyone, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you for joining. If you have any questions moving forward, please comment them. We can always have Krista back here, and oh my gosh, I'm gonna need a glass of milk. Thank you, everyone. I hope you all have a happy Friday, and we will see you next week.
Bye. That was delicious.